You can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Can you not?
No, I can hear you perfectly fine. I just wanted to make sure that this thing didn't fuck up. I also have noties. Okay, so I have more notes about the movie than I do about the book.
Oh, I have way more about the book, but
Of course you do. So we're doing something different this time.
yeah,
We're doing a movie.
movie. Well,
Movie?
because one of the books was made into a movie,
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
and we like movies.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
This was like borderline porn in parts.
well, okay.
Softcore porn, not actual porn.
This movie could have been made in the 80s.
No.
The set sheet theme music came on. I was like,
Okay, yeah, the music a little bit much. Okay, so explain.
we watched the movie for Wait With Me, which we read that book by Amy Dawes, and that episode just came out. So we watched the movie, which is available on Passionflix, which sounds like a porn app. It apparently is not an actual porn app because you can't find some goodies on there.
I love you. Yeah, so we're not a movie review people either, so this is gonna be even more unhinged, I feel. I'm gonna be straight up that was not how I pictured the waiting room, but it looked comfy as fuck.
No, it was not how I pictured it either, especially how it was described. I mean, you can only do so much with a movie, especially a low budget movie. But that being said, I think for a low budget movie, I think they did a great job.
Oh, for sure. And I honestly think that for the most part, the casting was really good. The girl for Kate, I was sold. I was like, you know what? I like her. And honestly, like, I feel like she did pretty decent. Like, her acting, I liked her a lot. I giggled.
Except for her sex scene acting. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And which is funny because that's the only thing that Miles actually did remotely well at. In every other scene, he looked way, way too young and like confused.
I loved him. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
I'm
Please
not
don't do
saying
this to me.
I'm not saying I had a problem with him or his character or like even the actor or anything. I'm just saying I felt like he had like a doe, like deer in a headlight look
Yeah.
for a good portion of the movie. And I felt like it made his character look really young when it shouldn't have.
Yeah, but his arms.
He had two stunt doubles in the movie. I don't know if you caught that in the credits.
I didn't know he did either, but his arms.
Or what? Was it
I
for his
don't know.
right?
Was it for
Was
the
it
sex scene? Because if
stunt
so, that
double?
was disappointing because that butt was nice.
Because right, that made me disappointed. Also, okay, let's talk about the characters. Was it just me or their best friends were Lindsay and Sam? I swear that actors that played them looked like they were related.
A little bit in the eyes.
Same brow line and the
Mhm.
same, and every single time they went to the side, I was like,
Okay, so here's the thing. They did Lindsay so dirty
yeah,
with her outfits, and honestly, I feel like the acting choice in general, I wasn't sold with her as Lindsay.
me, me, me. And right, her outfits were not on point, and they just kind of made her kind of almost look snotty.
Yeah, that and like that first outfit was so unfortunate.
I knew that you would have a problem with it. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I just saw it and went, Crystal's gonna have a problem with this. I'm a judgy bitch when it comes to books. Crystal's a judgy bitch when it comes to real life people.
The outfit didn't fit her. It looked like you were trying to shove a person in an outfit. It didn't fit.
Who cares?
It was too tight. Why would you do that?
Maybe she liked it. Don't shame her outfit choices.
I'm not shaming her for the outfit choices.
You're shaming the choices of the people who made the movie. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Also, why does the douche Dean need his shirt undone in like half the scenes?
I also thought the same thing.
That didn't happen in the book, number one. And number two, we don't like Dean. So,
Okay. So my first note about Dean was what is with Dean's blazer? It does not fit him at all. Also, not how I pictured Dean. I don't feel like he fits the vibe.
because Dean doesn't pass the vibe check on any level, he didn't pass the vibe check in the book.
No, but at the very least, did you see that blazer? It was like he was swimming. No, shut your face for like 2 seconds. I saw you start to try to go.
I took a breath. I took a breath.
It looked like he was like borrowed it from like some 8 foot tall man and then was like, let's just put this on. Also, it's like a salmon pink, which is fine. That's fine. But it looked like he was swimming in it. And also, his other outfit choices were fucking weird. I had a problem with them. And like, the one shirt that had like it looked like it was supposed to be suspenders, but the suspenders weren't. I don't know, but that blazer got me. And then yeah, also had wait, why is his shirt half undone? His body is not doing it for me.
It wasn't like Miles was sitting there with his shirt undone. Like, come on. Anywho, moving on. We don't like Dean. We're not Team Dean. We already established we're Team Jess.
But like when Miles lifted his shirt up, I went. So what's funny is as I'm watching this movie, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit and then I'll go back. So during the one scene, I look over at Spencer. I'm like, baby, I'm gonna be honest. I did this thinking that me tilting my head would lower the camera at all because he took his shirt off and he took his pants off. And then I just like tilted my head a bit. And I was like, can we just
a little bit?
Yeah, it didn't work, but it was so anyways, so that part got me. And then I was like, ooh, baby. The music with the entrance of Miles, also his arms and his face reminds me of a younger McSteamy.
So turning the book to a movie is a hard feat for for whatever reason, it's very difficult for a lot of people. I don't know why, but I think they did a great job in the beginning of this movie. Obviously, they had to skip around a lot for the middle and the end to fit it into a very short movie. So that was a little disappointing for how much we got of almost every interaction of the beginning. But I mean, that happens. And I think they did it in the way they had to. So I don't, it wasn't negative, I think, in that whole bring a book to a movie thing. I did not like that Miles in the beginning was constantly chewing gum when he didn't have licorice in his mouth. It was driving me insane because he was not doing that in the book. And I wanted him to spit it the fuck out. I don't have a problem with gum. I like gum, but Jesus, it was bothering me.
That part didn't get me. One other note I had about Dean after the shirt undone thing, I said, ew, he just grosses me out. I don't think he grossed me out nearly as much in the book. I think it's the actual words coming out of an actual mouth. And that I really loved the pizza guy.
See, I hated him in the book, and you kind of defended him a little bit because I think you read his story. We were right, though, however, on how to pronounce Drysten's name, because I know we had that little debate, so I liked catching that. I think they switched around the way that he got punched. They switched around the way that he was name calling, because when he originally went to call her a cunt, in the movie, he called her a bitch, and then it was like slightly added in at the end a little bit to make it so it wasn't so loud and confrontational, I guess, in that.
Yeah, he did end up calling her a cunt.
Right. It was just kind of like mild and as he's like pulling away, right? Versus how loud it was in my head in the book.
Yeah. So my thought process in my notes is a little crazy because I did watch this at, 10 o'clock at night. I wrote, dude, this girl deserves to be in more movies because I did like her. I thought she was a solid choice, especially for like not a high budget movie. I thought she was a pretty solid choice for her. And then I said, so far, yes, the movie is cheesy, but it's good. And then I wrote in all caps, arms with a lot of extra letters because dude, his arms. I said this was built for the female gaze for sure. And then I said his best friend is amazing and the guy who played him is good. Sam is great. I'll visit you in jail. Because I remember that line.
I remember when we read the book, Sam was like the biggest champion for their relationship. And Sam was a great best friend to him. And I'm not saying he wasn't good in this movie. It's just this movie was so short that they gave him such little clips that they totally took the dynamic that Sam brought to the table away. And they changed like my favorite part about who Sam was and how he championed for them away, because like his main part of this was basically like, fuck her, leave her kind of thing. Like, why are you even fucking around with that? So I did not like that. And I understand it's a very short movie and you don't have time for the side characters as much. However, I feel like that totally changed his whole character vibe. And that kind of bothered me because Lindsay was changed a little bit too, because it made her kind of weird, but it didn't change so much that it changed like whether we liked them or not. I don't know. But I did like, so when she finally at the end, when she got her book, I did like, it's the same cover.
That's what I thought. I was like,
yeah,
wait, so this cover looks really familiar.
Obviously different title, different author, and different words on the front, but it's the same cover art as her actual book, as the Wait With Me book, I mean.
So what's funny is I'm looking at the book in the movie and I'm like, I know I've read that book. Where the fuck? And then I was like, oh my God.
And Betty reading it at the end was a nice touch. I was like, I love that. Loved that for her.
I giggled. Then I wrote, this is turning into a bit of softcore porn with her describing things in the bar, like, oof. And then I don't know why this part got me, but I said he bit her finger. Yes, please. It was the way he did. It was a very small And then the casting for her friend was weird. And then I had this
You're going through your notes again, dude.
I'm aware because if I don't, I don't have the thought process. But no, and then like I was explaining it to Spencer too, is like sometimes, and I will fully cop to this, sometimes when I'm reading a book, I like to skim over these super awkward parts because they make me feel uncomfortable and I don't like to fully it like, and so the thing is I knew they were coming in the movie, but I was like, I have to watch this, but this is making me so uncomfortable.
The old porn movie music, like the old porno movie music started coming on, and I was like, what the truck?
Oh, see, that's not what made me uncomfortable. It was the confrontation parts that made me uncomfortable. That's the sex scene I was fine with. Like that didn't make me uncomfortable at all.
Oh, like the Bryson in the bar? Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. And then like towards the end when they were like arguing about like it just I know it's coming and I just don't I was so uncomfortable. And then of course like so it's weird because you mentioned the porno music. Some of it is so weird because some of it started so fucking cheesy and then it kind of got a little good, but like some of that music was
it was super cheesy.
Continuously reiterating that I hate Dean. He has such a punchable. I don't know what it was about the casting of Dean because I was such a champion for him in the book, but I think putting a face to I just didn't feel like it fit as much. And I felt like in the movie, he was a lot sleazier than he was and I think it's just the face.
I think he was sleazy in the book. And I said that because he's a fucking sleazebag. He's douche Dean, okay?
Yeah. I did think that her ex and his friends look exactly how I pictured they would.
Didn't picture Dryston being like 5 feet tall.
So what's funny is during that scene, I thought he was the tall one. And then when he came back later, I was like,
no, I knew it.
And then, of course, like I do felt like like you said, we're talking about, like, I felt like they rushed the end a lot. And I think it's because of they only had so much that they could fit in a movie. So I understood that part.
I agreed with you. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, overall, it wasn't a terrible movie. I've seen way worse.
I was going to say, you remember the demon baby?
Yes. Listen, if you're going to show a demon baby in a book, I expect it to be in the movie.
We will never recover.
No.
I feel like if you read the book, it was a nice follow-up to it.
Yeah. And also, the acting in this movie was about 50 times better than the acting in Twilight.
I thought you were going to shades.
Oh, that too. But no, hold on a second. Because Jamie Dornan is hot.
Doesn't mean his acting. Okay.
Okay, his acting was so much better in Once Upon a Time, okay? I was going for Twilight. Are you kidding me? It's bad when like a full huge like movie that has like this huge goddamn like budget motherfucker, the acting in it is shitty, and this is a lower budget and the acting was so much better.
I wouldn't say it was like awesome. It just, like you said, it was better than what a lot of times we've seen. Yeah.
She had, not this movie, in Twilight, she had the emotional range of a tomato.
I have the emotional range of a tomato right now.
It's not to say like I didn't like Twilight when I first came out, but I was stupid. Remember when we went back and rewatched them? The cheese factor was just so bad in those other movies. It's so weird to me. Like, I understand it came out years ago, but even so, like, I've seen movies that just are awful. Demon babies.
All the demon babies. All the demon babies. Put your hands up. So
overall, I want to watch more movies off of this site, and I think that it would be beneficial for us. I enjoyed watching apparently softcore porn. I think some of them are more porny than others on the site.
Or are they more corny?
It's corn.
that song went, yeah.
So that's the end of our first like book to movie thingy and our first video.
Yeah, this was a bad idea.
This is a great idea. So basically everyone will hear the audio on all the podcasting. We will have like clips of the video up on the Tiki Takis because I want to call it the Tiki Taki. Don't fucking judge me. The TikToks.
I'm very much judging you right now.
And Instagram.
That lady's close now.
Listen, it was a terrible choice.
Did you just listen to me? You gotta put your hand up. Listen.
Nope, one finger. Listen. Or if you're Ariel trying to do the shocker for some fucking reason.
No shocking. Well,
no.
I mean,
we all know how I feel because we read a book where that happened and I hated it.
We did?
I'm pretty sure it was Losers.
We hated it?
I hated it. Not the book, the thing.
I need a refresher now.
I don't want to be electrocuted.
Oh, that kind of shocking. I thought you meant like the hand kind of shocking.
No.
I was like, I'm going to go die in a hole now.
You said that with your full heart.
I'm going to die now. And die a peaceful death.